Hey, I'm Tom from Pack Hacker, and in this video, we're gonna be taking a detailed look at the WaterField Designs packable backpack that I've been testing over the course of the last 2 weeks. If you wanna see more videos like this one, please give it a thumbs up so we can keep helping you find the best gear for you. Let's dive in. All right, so here it is in compressed mode, and I wanted to kick off the video here to show you some of the competitors and the different sizing that goes along with them. This is, a little bit more of a robust packable bag, so I wanted to show you the competition. So this is the Osprey packable backpack, and as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. It's kind of like a little ball. But when this one comes out, go check out our review if you want on the site. When this one unpacks, it gets quite wrinkly. And it's quite a bit thinner. Now this is the Mystery Ranch In and Out. This is the 18 liter, and that's a little bit fatter. These are probably similar in size. The Mystery Ranch is robust in a different way as well. It's like more technical. WaterField feels more business focused. And then we have the Matador Packable 16 liter backpack. And honestly, this is one of my favorites, the Matador. But the WaterField one is good too for specific use cases. But if you're trying to fit this into a bag, and you don't have a lot of space, this probably isn't the best one to get. But if you want something that looks like an everyday backpack that you could just wear out wherever, whenever, it's a good pick. All right, so now moving on to a little bit more of the details. Starting up here, we just have a nylon loop at the top that you can use to either hang this from a carabiner on the outside of your bag or on the inside, or hang it up on a hook when you're not using it. And then this material here is like a Taslon material that they have. It's like 3 layers, highly weather resistant, and honestly, WaterField says in their marketing video that it doesn't wrinkle, and I have to agree with them. After 2 weeks of use, this hasn't gotten a lot of wrinkles on it compared to other packable backpacks. So could definitely verify that that's worked well through testing. Now, when we open this up, you see there's a double-sided zipper that has little zipper pulls. This feels kind of rubbery to the touch. We got some nice WF on there for WaterField Designs. And let me just kind of unroll this and open it up. Pretty easy to pack in, which is nice, but you can see that material. I mean, it's got a little bit of wrinkle, but it's gonna fall out with use. And it's night and day compared to some of the other ones that I showed you previously. All right, let's just kind of put this back into, we'll start with the outside, so I'm just gonna close this back up. And actually, I'm just gonna show you, while we're looking at it, I'm just gonna throw these Hind Planet packing cubes inside. Actually, this is a 15-inch in-case sleeve, Bakoya, so I just wanna throw that in so we can see. And then I'm just gonna throw in these packing cubes as well, so we can get an idea of how this thing looks when it's filled out. Now, of course, these packing cubes are, filled with clothing, but if you have like pointy or sharp objects like a camera, it's gonna point through this material. But again, not as bad as like the Osprey Daylight, which has very, very thin material. Or not Daylight, I'm sorry, the Osprey packable backpack, which has very thin material. So here it is. You can see that it just looks like an ordinary everyday carry backpack, which is great. You've got a water bottle pocket on this side. There's no stretchiness to it. It's okay. It's gonna hold a bottle in here decently well. However, it's not perfect. It's depending on the size, it's gonna like cut into the main compartment as well. It's been all right for me. I usually like a little bit more grip and a little bit more stretchability in here. Just to hold that water bottle in place more. So your mileage may vary if that matters to you. You got one of these on both sides. Goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, which is nice. So it's relatively deep, and it doesn't obstruct zipper access since we just have a horseshoe zipper going around this thing to the sides. Front pocket here, that opens up, and then you've got a key clip in here. I like the way this key clip feels. I think it goes really well with the WaterField aesthetic and material that they choose. And I actually did want to bring out the WaterField gear pouch as well. And this is canvas, so you can see that it's a different material. This Taslon is nice as well on the outside, but quite a bit different material there. So this is gonna pick up some patina as you use it for longer. It's got the wax canvas on there. And it's like kind of got this squishy, soft feel. This Taslon is definitely more slick. And good weather resistance on this as well. They have the waterproof zippers. Now, you gotta be kind of careful because WaterField on their site claims that this is waterproof, but it's not. It's weather resistant is how I'd explain it. You can't submerge this thing in a bath and have it stay dry. But these zippers definitely help. I mean, water's gonna seep right through like that hole there. You can't, it's a weather resistant zipper. It's not a waterproof zipper. It doesn't completely seal off water. But it's highly weather resistant. So just keep that in mind. I mean, don't go swimming with it, but if you're caught in the rain for a little bit, any tech gear you have inside should be safe so long as you just keep an eye on it. So yeah, that front pockets, you can see the dimension there. No liner inside on the back, but there is this gray liner in the front here for some additional weather protection and reinforcement. You got the WaterField logo vertically there. I'm not really sure why they chose to go vertical. I guess when you're swinging around the front of your body and you kind of got it like that, people can see that logo there. And then the zipper pulls, the zippers are not YKK. They are weather resistant, but they're not YKK. And then there's these little slots here, these custom pulls. You can see that say WaterField there. And the reason why they have this open space in the middle is so you can use a lock to fasten these together at the top. Now, these are a little bit different. A lot of lockable zippers will have little loops right here that will connect to one another so you can really get a tight seal. But if you lock this at the top, depending on the size of your lock, there's gonna be able to be, that big of a gap when these two touch each other and they fasten together. So you're not entirely, it helps, but like someone won't be able to like open this and get your laptop out of it. But if you have smaller gear inside or someone has like a, something they can get in here and fish around with, it's not entirely secure, but it is a nice touch and definitely a deterrent. As with most things, I mean, really, at the end of the day, someone can just grab the bag or like rip it open. But that's just something I noticed in testing. And I do like this harness system. I mean, it's nice. You got this nylon loop at the top to where you can hang this up. It's not soft. It's definitely like a webbing-like material. And then you've got pretty decent straps as well. You've got this mesh on the back that helps with breathability. It's relatively soft. It's got a little cushion to it. There's no foam inside that I can tell. There's maybe like a little layer of like foam, but not like foam you'd see on an ordinary backpack, but I think that's fine. Then you got full-size hardware down here at the bottom. A lot of bags will use half-size hardware. Maybe they could have done that to save a little weight and a little bit of space, but it would detract from that feel of having a backpack. And I think that's one of the main draws to this bag is that it doesn't really feel like a packable backpack when you use it. It feels more like an actual daily carry bag. Then you have these plastic strap keepers at the bottom, which is great, especially if you're going for the polished traveler aesthetic. It's always nice to not have straps flying around like that. And that basically covers the outside of the bag and then that front pocket too. Now let's take a look at the main compartment. Open this up again. I'm just gonna set these gear pouches off to the side, but I love these gear pouches. They're awesome. Probably definitely one of my favorite WaterField products. Especially if you have a keyboard, you just stick them in there. Anyways, back to the packable bag. So I opened this up and you can see I've got the Heim Planet packing cubes on the inside just to showcase what can fit inside. It's got a decent amount of space. The liner on the inside you can see is a diamond ripstop pattern and it's got, a good feel to it. There's a couple layers here for weather resistance and added protection. And again, it's a nice fabric. Made in San Francisco, sfbags.com. Looks like if you look closely, this isn't exactly centered. Maybe it's my eyes playing tricks. Nope. So yeah, handmade, tags a little bit off on the side. I think it just adds to the charm of it. All right, and then I want to show you this interior pocket here, and this is what the bag packs into. So if you have a laptop, this is where things can get a little unwieldy. You've got this interior flat pocket, and depending on what you put inside, it's going to interrupt the carry if you want to put your laptop on top of here. And if this thing is full of stuff, it's going to make it hard to lay that flush. So I'd recommend flipping this out, putting the laptop in, and then flipping it over. Now you're gonna have a layer of laptop and a layer of stuff here at the top, so just don't overpack this, otherwise it's gonna get bulky. But that's maybe one thing I'd talk about in terms of something to consider if you're looking to pick this up, is that you're gonna have to flip this flap back and forth if you plan on carrying a laptop. And again, this is the 15-inch in case. I believe it's the Ikoya material as well. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. Obviously, if you are a WaterField fan, you might have one of their laptop sleeves as well. Yeah, the interior is basically just a cavernous opening. And then I've got a max size iPhone here that we can just put inside of this pocket, so you get a little bit of an idea of height in here too. So that's a max size iPhone. It comes down to about here at the bottom, and then you've got a little bit of extra space there up at the top. So you could definitely fit a lot of stuff in here. The limiting factor is just how much else you're gonna have in the bag, because this is pretty easy to fill up quite a bit. So again, great bag if you want that polished professional look, not the most packable. And the zippers, again, they're not YKK. I'm used to seeing very high quality, like the best materials used in WaterField's designs. In WaterField designs, I'm used to seeing the kind of the best material and the best hardware selected. So I was a little bit surprised to see non-YKK zippers on here, but for a packable bag, I think you're good. And if you're using this, you likely have a bigger bag with you as a backup on your trip if something does break. Not counting on it breaking, but that's also something I noticed with the bag. So there you have it, WaterField Designs Packable Backpack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We will see you in the next video.